All right, if I can have your attention, this problem says segment JT is tangent to circle T at O. Complete the following. What is the measure of angle T? Why is it 90 degrees? If you have a tangent with a radius, do y'all agree that's a radius? And do y'all agree this down here is a tangent? If you have a tangent and a radius, every single time where they connect will be 90 degrees. Alright, if J is 52 degrees, how do I find this angle O up top? Well, what shape is this right here? What kind of triangle? This is a right triangle. And what do we know about triangles? They equal 180. So if I know so far I have 90 and 52, what do I need to do? Add them together and subtract that from 180. So do y'all agree that is 142? And what is 180 minus 142? If you're not sure, get Desmos, but it is 38. So 38 degrees is my answer. If you have a triangle, add what you know and subtract from 180 if you have two things. All right. If you can please put your warm up away and grab the notes that you picked up when you walked in, please. Ooh. Here we are. All right. For these notes right here, you are going to fold them so that you can see the word chord properties. I believe that should work. Yep. Fold them so you can see the word chord properties. So we're going to learn two properties about chords today. The first one, property number 1, I'm just going to put a number 1 out front right here. Congruent chords are, why is this so small? It should be equidistant. I know that's not a big blank for that big word. What do you think equidistant means? Literally equal distance. So congruent chords are equidistant from the center of a circle. So right here, do you see how this is 8 from this center and this is 8 from the center? Since they are both 8 from the center, what does that tell me about P to I? What is that going to be the same as? NK or KN. They will be the same because they're the same distance from the center. So PI is the same as NK with a line above it. But also, they also have congruent arcs, which means arc KN is going to be the same as what? Yeah, arc PI. So I'm going to put little tick marks right here because these are the same. Those arcs are the same. That is theorem number 1. Okay? There are a lot of it's a lot for this test. This is, in my opinion, no, I wouldn't say it's the hardest, but it's the meatiest test. I don't know if that makes really, like meatiest, meaning there's just a lot of information relating to a sandwich. It has the most stuff in the middle. All right, the next thing I need you to know is in a circle, a radius, underline the word radius, a radius is perpendicular. What does this word perpendicular mean? Equal to 90 degrees. To a chord, do y'all see how there's not accidentally too many F's in that word if? It's not an accident. That means if and only if. If and only if. IFF means if and only if. So in a circle, a radius is 90 degrees to a chord, is perpendicular to a chord, if and only if it bisects the chord and its arcs. What does bisects mean? Cuts in half, splits in half. If you already know what it means, you don't need to write this down, but if you forget, please write down cuts in half. In a circle, a radius is perpendicular to a chord, if and only if it bisects the chord and its arcs. This if and only if means you can read it. It goes forward and backwards. It works both ways. So if you see a chord bisected, then you know it's perpendicular. It's 90 degrees. But vice versa works. If you see, let me lift that up. If you see the 90 degrees, then you can add the tick marks. If you have the tick marks, you can add the 90 degrees. It goes both ways. Okay? So I need you to make sure you have oh, we forgot to add this right here. Sorry. What is arc KN congruent to? Arc PI. Everything I have written down, can you please write down? So theorem number 1 about chords, theorem number 2. And as a reminder, yesterday we also learned this about chords. My left times right equals the top times the bottom. Can I open this up and move on? Y'all all got that down? Right here? Oh, yeah. Oh, the second word, yeah, equidistant. That just means equal distant. So because they're both 8 right here, they're equidistant. Perfect, thank you. All right, let's open up. We have 3 examples to do. Example number 1 says TR bisects PI. What does this word bisects mean? Cuts in half. So PI is cut in half. So how can I show that PI is cut in half? Let's add tick marks. Can everybody please add tick marks right here? It tells you PI is 8. Y'all see that right there? If PI is 8, what do you know? We should not be on our computers right now. Do y'all agree it's going to be 4 and 4? It also tells me that TN is 3. So I'm going to put a 3 right here. Ooh, I like this problem. What is PN? Yeah, what's PN? 4. Brian, shut your computer. What is NI? 4. Do y'all agree both of those were 4 because the whole thing was 8 and it cut in half? Right? Okay, last one, hardest one. What is PT? Is there a line connecting P and T? Can you make one? Yeah. What is this right here? What is that called? That orange line I just made. It is the hypotenuse. Oh, I love these words y'all using. This is 90 degrees. You're right. It is the hypotenuse. But y'all, what part of that is of a circle is that? Okay, you're right. But just the orange. Pretend there's nothing else but the orange. That's a radius. Where else is a radius on here?
T to I.
Do y'all agree T to R is a radius? And T to I would be a radius. Okay, just I need you to see all of those are the same. I taught y'all a while back. There are 2 ways you can solve this. What is one way you can solve this? You can do Pythagorean theorem. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. But I taught you a trick. I did. This is not 30, 60, 90 because there's no angles. But I taught you a trick. If you see the numbers 3 and 4, what did I say that hypotenuse is always? 5. Yes. Yeah. So exactly. So this is 5. So what is TR going to be? 5. And what is TI going to be? They're all going to be 5. They're all the same number. RN would actually be 2 because this whole thing is what? 5. And if you know that's 3. So a lot of people get this wrong because they're like, oh, 3, this has to be 3. No, we don't know that. That is not bisected, only this is bisected. So let's add that in as extra. We're going to say NR equals 5 minus 3, which is 2. Just add that little extra piece there. What questions do I have? A big thing I need you to remember, if you didn't remember that, maybe put right here with a star, 3, 4, 5. Always make a right triangle. 3, 4, 5 will always make a right triangle. Every single time it works. Science shows if you hear it, you remember it like I don't know the exact percentages, but you remember it like 15%. If you hear it and see it, you have like a 30 to 40% chance of remembering it. If you hear it, you see it, and you write it, you have like a 90% chance of remembering something, especially if you do it more than once. I think it's like a 60% chance, but if you do it more than once, it goes up to like 90%. So that's why I make you take the notes. That's why I'm always telling you to write this down. That's also why, if you ever notice, don't I ask you the same questions over and over? That's why. Yes. Well, there is always that. You also have to be listening actively, not to other things, aka my people with my headphones in their ears. All right. OL is, what does this symbol mean? Perpendicular. This symbol right here means equal 90 degrees. It means perpendicular. So OL and CA, I can put a 90 degree right there. Since there is a 90 degree, I told you if you put a box, what else can you add? Tick marks. Let me add tick marks on each side. It also tells me OA is 25, so I'm going to put 25. What else is OA? That's the radius. And OL is 7. How can I find CL and CA? I'm going to have to do Pythagorean theorem. I'm going to have to figure out what is this, what is LA right here? Do y'all agree with that? Yeah. So as a reminder, Pythagorean theorem is C squared equals A squared plus B squared. Please write this down with me. And this time, do I have my C? Yes. Remember, C is across from the 90. What'd you say? Sorry. That means I blah, 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 blah. If I have my C squared, that means I should subtract. So I am going to subtract. And don't forget, you want to do your bigger number squared minus your smaller number squared. So 25 squared minus 7 squared. But when I put that in the calculator, what do I need to make sure? You need to make sure you put the square root sign in. So I'm going to do the square root of 25 squared minus 7 squared. Ooh, if that might be your phone, can you go put it on silent, please? So I square rooted it, and I'm getting 24. So if this side is 24, what's my CL? 24. Remember, they're the same. We added tick marks. So if CL is 24, LA is 24, what is the whole thing? What is CA? 48. You just add them together, or you can just multiply by 2. I told y'all back in February we were going to do a whole unit on circles. But what do all circles still have? Triangles. Do I need to clarify anything for this problem? The biggest thing you need to know, as long as you can remember, hey, 90 degrees means I can add tick marks, you're good. The Pythagorean theorem is important, but it's not going to be as many points. Can I move on from this? Y'all got all of that down? Yeah. Last question. It says the radius of circle Z is 10. Where can I put a 10 here?
Z?
Nope, it's the radius of circle Z is 10.
Oh, F to D?
F to D? Nope, that's not a radius.
Okay, F to H? Or B to Z?
Z to H is 10. Do y'all agree this whole thing is 10? What else is going to be 10?
Z to C and Z to D.
I can also connect Z to C, input 10, and Z to D. Those are all, everything we just did, those are all radii. That's multiple radiuses. It also tells me Z to F is 8. So I'm going to put an 8 right there. And CH, ooh, that's arc CH, is 37 degrees. It wants me to find CF, CD, FH, and CD. Okay, let me write those down. CF equals, CD equals, these are all the different things it wants me to find. Y'all, if CH, arc CH is 37, what is this side going to be? 37. Because of the 90 degrees. If it didn't have the 90 degrees, we couldn't do that. But because it has the 90 degrees, these are the same. So what is the whole arc CD? What is 37 plus 37? 74 degrees. We can just add those. It's the same. That was the easiest one for me. Yeah, ask me.
I thought that for if it was a 90 degree.
Yes.
Well, how come C, like CF to FD doesn't have the
They should. CF to FD are also the same.
So then why would the arcs have?
Because if you look right here, we said if they are congruent, they also have congruent arcs. Yeah. Oh, right here. Sorry. It bisects the chords and the arcs. So not. I guess I didn't explain that part. So thank you for clarifying that. Not only do these have the tick marks, but your arcs also have tick marks. Thank you for letting me clarify that. Both of them are going to, be the same. All right. Be careful for this next part. I'm actually going up. I'm going backwards. Be careful for this next part. If this is 8, how do I find this down here? So they're not the same. You cannot say 8 and 8. But I did hear people say, what did we say the whole thing was?
10.
We said the whole thing was 10. Remember, don't you agree Z to H is the radius? So if the whole thing is 10 and that's 8, what does this have to be? 2. Does everybody see that 10 minus 8 equals 2 is my answer? You are subtracting from the radius. That one is tricky. I can't find CD without finding CF, so how do I find CF? I'm going to do Pythagorean theorem, just like we did above. So I'm going to do it up here. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. Do I have my C?
Yes.
What was that? I have my C. And since I have my C, what do we need to do? Subtract. And put that in your calculator, please. What is 10, the square root? Don't forget your square root.
6.
Of 10 squared minus 8 squared. It is 6. Your B will equal 6. So if this is 6, y'all focus. What's this side? Also 6. So what's the whole thing? 12. Do I have any questions? I agree this was a lot. I threw a lot at you. Like, to me, this is probably my least favorite thing about circles. Yes, but I'm not going to have you do it all, so don't go off yet. If you can please go to your table of contents, we are going to add in page 61 is chord properties. Page 61 is chord properties. And glue this in, please. Maybe we should get assigned seats then.
What?
What? This is my only class that doesn't have them.
I know, that's why I don't want it. No, please, we're on a good streak.
All my other classes have them.
Yeah, well, that's their own fault. It's their own fault.
All right, chord properties. What? No, we're okay so far. Y'all are pretty good. Y'all are mostly talking to me, not everybody else. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, we're over here fighting words. Okay. For the rest of class, here's what we are going to do. You can work with a partner to complete this worksheet. I'm actually not going to have you do it all. If you can please look up right now. I do want you to do 1 and 2. You'll have to do Pythagorean theorem on both. I do want you to do 1 and 2. On the back, I want you to choose one.
Okay.
You can either do problem 3, problem 4, or problem 5. It's up to you, but choose one.
Okay.
All right? You don't have to do them all. So on the front, do both of them, 1 and 2. On the back, choose one of them. Now, if you are, hold on real quick. If you are needing to turn in yesterday's assignment, I would like you to do that. And then this. I have an extra quizzes if anybody finishes with a lot of time. I don't anticipate y'all will. But if you do, I have an extra quizzes for you. I will give you the link.
Let's work so slow. Wait, what was yesterday's?
Yesterday's assignment was in Schoology. Circle the tangents and chords theorems.